Okay, we are back. Most of what you've been told about diabetes is wrong. I'm David, intensive care registered nurse. My friend Jared and I have over 30 years of ICU experience helping heal the most critically ill patients in the hospital settings. We are the diabetes revolution, and we make these videos to completely change the way you think about diabetes. Working in the ICU, I've seen the tragedy and devastating effects of uncontrolled diabetes, such as strokes, heart attacks, amputations, all unnecessary and all of them avoidable. I've seen the frustration when you think you're doing all the right things. You take all the medications prescribed and you do it like you're supposed to, and you still have high blood sugars, or they're telling you that you have to increase your medications. Today, I'm going to go break it down for you, what's really happening, why it matters, and how you can finally take control and avoid these unnecessary complications. Okay, let's dive in. Myth number one, diabetes is a blood sugar problem. Most people, and even doctors, will tell you that diabetes is a blood sugar problem. And the common way doctors in the current healthcare system address this problem is to prescribe oral medications or injectable insulin. Now, insulin lowers blood sugar, but it doesn't fix insulin resistance. In other words, insulin only fixes the symptoms and it doesn't address any of the problems. By the time your blood sugar is high and you're told you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, the real problem, it's already been going on for years. And one of the main drivers of diabetes is that you have a carbohydrate intolerance that's been building up over the years, and now your body can no longer tolerate carbohydrates. A good example or a good way to think of this is being similar to someone who's lactose intolerant. Any consumption of a product that contains lactose by someone who's intolerant, they'll have terrible side effects, like really bad GI problems. How do they fix this in the hospital settings? I mean, or the doctor's going to tell them. They say, don't consume any products that contain lactose. In the same manner as with diabetes, having carbohydrate intolerance, you have to decrease or eliminate carbohydrates that keep your blood sugar levels elevated. And that's why so many people feel stuck, even when they're doing all the right things, like taking their medications as prescribed, and they still have to go up on their insulin or their oral medications. In fact, in 2018, Verta Health did a study that lowering carbohydrates improves insulin sensitivity and A1C, and it does it far more effectively than sticking to what the American Diabetes Association tells you to take, the heart healthy diets. So type 2 diabetes starts by consuming too many carbohydrates, which usually come from processed foods, fast foods, and all the different kinds of sugar they put into these products to be able to keep them on the shelf and tasting good. So your body has to keep producing more and more insulin to lower all these circulating sugars in the bloodstream. Carbohydrates turn the sugar into energy, but at the same time, all the stuff that's not turning energy is now stored as fat. So over time, your cells become intolerant to the large amount of insulin, and the pancreas has to release more and more insulin to turn all these sugars into energy. Now, high levels of insulin introduced in the body when not being used by the cells efficiently, this always leads to weight gain, cravings, fatigue, and eventually you're going to end up with type 2 diabetes. And this is the main reason why administering insulin only addresses the symptoms and not the problems. More insulin injected in the short term, in the short end, that lowers blood sugar levels, but it will eventually lead to more resistance. And then over time, more and more insulin's needed to lower your blood sugar levels. That's why a lot of people, they have to go back to the doctor and they bump up their insulin doses. So now we're going to get into myth 2. Okay, myth number 2, you should eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. Another myth I hear all the time is you need to eat 5 or 6 small meals a day to keep your blood sugar steady. The truth is, every time you eat, insulin rises, even if it's something healthy, and different foods spike blood sugar at different speeds and different amounts. Even small meals raise your blood sugar levels, and eating 5 or 6 of them per day can keep your blood sugar elevated, which requires your body to produce more insulin. And the more insulin, like I said earlier, circulating in there leads to even more insulin resistance and diabetes. I've helped many of my clients, they've reversed their type 2 diabetes and decreased or even eliminated many of their medications. We help people just like you do this, not by eating all day long, which makes your blood sugar levels elevated, or some fad starvation diet. We break the insulin resistance cycle by implementing the right foods that your body needs for fuel in combination with intermittent fasting that gives your body the break it needs to heal and repair itself. So if you want to see how we do this exactly or how to get started, grab our free guide down below. It's called the 6 Steps to Reversing Diabetes Naturally, and it's helped many of our clients lower their numbers and finally get started in the right direction. All right, on to myth 3. Type 2 diabetes is progressive and irreversible. Here's the most damaging myth of all, that type 2 diabetes only gets worse, and then once you have it, you're stuck with it for life. That's what most people are told. They're told it's genetic and that you're always going to need more medication. That's just a matter of time before you're going to need insulin. But that's not science. That's fear-based medicine. And the truth is, countless of studies and thousands of personal stories prove otherwise. My partner Jared did this very same thing. Using our strategies, he reversed his type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is reversible with the right changes. And in fact, even the American Diabetes Association, they now have to admit that remission is possible. All right. So the real problem isn't that most people never get the right information. They never get the right guidance. It's just prescriptions. They go straight to insulin or oral medications. But when you address the root cause with lifestyle changes, that your body has an incredible ability to heal when you do these changes. Almost everything you've been told about diabetes is wrong. But here's the good news. Here it is. When you understand the truth and you take the right steps, your body can heal itself. I've seen it with my own clients. And the research backs it up. So if you're ready to take the first step, grab our free guide, 6 Steps to Reversing Diabetes Naturally. It's in the description below, and it walks you through the foods, the strategies you need to lower your blood sugars naturally. And if you want to learn more about taking control of your diabetes, taking control of your health, taking it all back, check out our helpful lifestyle changing videos on YouTube on this channel, or you can go to thediabetesrevolution.com. All right, until the next episode.